Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of the Equity Accelerator. I'm your co-host, Chris Angel, and I'm here with your host, James Adair. James, I didn't even stumble that time.
I know. It's our second episode, so we're getting better at saying Equity Accelerator. The Equity Accelerator podcast. Thanks for tuning in again. We alluded to it on our last episode, but this one we're going to be really diving into some blocking and tackling for 2019, how to amplify your referral game.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking, I'll give you a little bit of a preview of what we're going to be talking about, but this is also an advertisement for an event that we're hosting.
Nice. That
I'm hosting with my friend Justin Stoddard at Old Republic Title and my friend Nick Crowder, who is a realtor at Keller Williams Real Estate, but it's for other realtors. So all three of us are going to take the stage at some point. It'll be 10 a.m. from 10 to noon on Wednesday morning, January 30th. The name of the class is Exponential Referrals, which is the same name as this podcast.
Yep.
And we're going to be talking about, so we're three different speakers. Justin's going to talk about databasing, so how to get more referrals from your past clients, which is a constant struggle.
Yep.
That's always something that I have probably been the weakest at in my career, is how to get my database to respond. You know, I've always felt,
which is so weird because you're so good at relationship. Like, you're just easy to relate.
I know, but I think part of it is I put such a premium on authenticity that sometimes I don't call my clients systematically. I don't just call them for no reason. I have to have a reason. I have to feel like I have to be inspired to call them. Like, oh my God, I found out this thing. Yeah. You gotta know this thing, right? And the real, like, farmers, you know, there's farmers and there's hunters.
Right.
The real farmers are just good about calling and just saying, what's up?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And so I should do that more because I feel bad about calling if I feel like I have an agenda when I call. So I need to get over myself on that. But we're going to talk about ways to database more effectively and not just get your clients to, because my clients come back to me. I'm really strong at repeat business.
That makes sense.
But it's hard to, like, reach through my database into their networks and get them to refer me business. That's something that I haven't quite cracked. So hopefully Justin will help me on that.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm going to be talking about something I'm super excited about, and is going to be a huge part of my business in 2019. And it's, I had this book printed. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's a 55-page full color book with colored tabs, and it's got like infographics, and this is just beautiful. A super reverse. I mean, it's not an app. It's not digital. It's not it's not a, you know, this is a very tangible thing, and it's a home buyer's playbook. So it's really designed not just to be valuable for my buyers, but it's designed to be, to co-brand with real estate agents. So I partner with an agent, their logo goes on the cover. It's their book.
Wow. And
then they have a conversation piece to go to their, well, let me back up a little bit. The book, you got to think of the book, you understand that this book is it's a networking platform. Because in the back, so it has everything from pre-approval to pre-approval to how to search for a home, how to negotiate the deal, getting ready to sign your final paperwork. And in the end, it has post-closing. And the post-closing is really where I think it becomes valuable, because it becomes, the book is designed to be valuable for buyers to keep year after year after year and refer back to after they close. And in the back, there's a section for your preferred business partners. You can see I have a couple of business cards in here. I'm just getting started with this. And so what you do is you go to all of the businesses that a realtor may refer out in the year casually because they think they do a great job. This is a way to formalize that relationship. You call your tree trimmer, you call your home inspector, you call your CPA and say, hey, I'm doing this new project this year, and what I want to do is I love referring business to you. I love the way you take care of my clients, but I really want to formalize it this year. And I've created this book, and I want to feature your business in the book. I'm going to refer all my clients to you, and I'm going to give out 100 of these books in 2019, or 200 of these books. I don't know, however ambitious you want to be. And when you show them the book, they'll say, wow, that's great. thank you so much for thinking of me.
Yep.
And then you say, all I ask in return is that whenever someone says real estate, whenever you hear the words real estate, you got to call me and tell me that so-and-so is thinking about real estate and I need to be in touch with them. So it's a way to
awesome.
kind of turn up the heat on these people you've already are doing business with.
Yeah.
And you actually get them to sign something. It comes with something, a single page service level agreement. So there's just the mechanics of showing them the book, getting their buy-in, showing the like letting them feel it. And then they sign a service level agreement basically saying, I'm going to return the call. Anybody you refer to me, I will call them in 24 hours. If I'm maxed out, I can't serve them. I let you know within 24 hours, just simple stuff, but just the physical act of getting face-to-face with 30 people in your network,
right?
Showing them how you're going to be offering value and pointing it back to them and then getting that signature, I think will create a lot more referrals back to you.
Yeah.
And that's what it's a lot of phone calls. Frankly, it's hard to fill up. I'm trying to get 35 people in my book, and it's hard to get that buy-in. But that's good to know as well. Like, I heard a story of someone else who's rolling this out in Boston. And they said that there was someone they were referring, their accountant, they were referring, or they had partnered with one of their realtors who went to this accountant that they had been referring for 10 years and just said, hey, I want to formalize this relationship. I referred you a lot of business over the years, and I just want you to start referring to me whenever you have the opportunity. And the guy was like, well, I don't know if you know this or not, but my wife is a real estate agent, and I just refer everything to her,
No way.
And so how many relationships do we have like that in our lives that we just don't even know? We just assume and of course it's great to have professionals that you can count on that take care of your clients. That's the key. Right. But, making sure that you're harnessing that network for referrals back to you in the future, is so important. And it's just such a very fundamental concept in real estate and in mortgages is how to build an intentional referral network. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about, is how to deploy this in your own business. Yep. And then of course, Nick's going to talk as well. He wrote a book, and this is maybe one of the most powerful ideas of all, as far as like scale. He wrote a book called The Golden Handoff, which is a system for a real estate agent to absorb and buy the client list of a retiring agent. So it's like a retirement plan for older agents or agents that are just getting out of the business. They want to turn their 250, name and number client list into an annuity. And for a younger agent who's looking to really expand, to adopt, referral clients, by the boatload. It's a great idea to look into. And I think 2019, we're going to see a lot of people exit the business. There's going to be a lot of opportunity to get intentional around absorbing someone else's client list.
Definitely the next couple of years for sure. As the market softens a little bit, you'll see agents start to get out for sure.
Market's softening. It's getting more complicated. I talk about this a lot, but we're getting disrupted. In fact, I opened up the mail this morning and it was like this. Here, I'll get it out of my recycling. Open Door sending me stuff about how to get an offer on your house guaranteed in 48 hours for cash.
Huh. Interesting.
So that's what we're up against. And we really need to, and it's scary because that stuff's compelling, right? If you don't know any better, it's like, of course that's how it works, right? No.
Yeah.
They don't realize how much money they're leaving on the table.
Yeah.
And
I think absent of relationship, I think what I love is the whole premise of this podcast is to create stronger connection and relationship. And I think
absolutely.
I think absent of relationship, the consumer will default to technology, like Open Door, for example, like you have that. They're like, or the mortgage company that's running advertisements and all the other podcasts, like they'll go to some other thing that they hear on technology if there is no relationship. So nurturing your database, nurturing the relationship, creating stronger connections, I think is where we have to play if we want to keep up with the bigger competitors in the marketplace.
Absolutely. And my goal, I've got a big goal for 2019 personally. I want 2019 to be my best year ever in the business. So I still think there's a lot of opportunity to grow in an environment like this, not just to shrink less than the rest of the market is, which is what a lot of people are patting me on the back for. Actually, I had a down year in 2018. It was down from 2017, but all of the execs at the mortgage company I work for were just I think they're pretty happy with me, because they the whole industry was reduced by 20%, and I only went down by like 8% or something. So
yeah.
But for me, I don't like that feeling. I want to feel like I keep getting bigger and better and doing it better. And the only way to do that is to connect with more people at a bigger scale, provide more value, show them how working with us will create more transactions in your pipeline. Working with us as a consumer will create tens of thousands of dollars of savings, and there's a better way to do it.
Yeah. I think what you said something to me before we hit record, where you're talking about how systems beat intentions.
Right.
And I think that's so applicable right here.
Hopefully some of you that are listening to this were at our 10X Growth Summit, where we had a keynote speech by a local guy named Lou Raja, who's just got such a great energy and such a great message. Hopefully we can get him to visit this podcast in the future. That'd be awesome. His office is just across the street. So he talked about, thriving through change, and how every year, at the beginning of the year, you have the best of intentions. But he's like, intentions, I don't care how powerful your intention is, systems will beat intentions. So whatever you want to accomplish, I encourage you to think about, how can I create a system around it? Even if it's just like, I want to lose 10 pounds. Right. It's like, well, for instance, I want to lose 10 pounds. So I started waking up early. I realized that when I was working out was a problem. It was because I worked out after I took the kids to school. And a lot of times if the day took off, I could just skip the workout. And I realized that if I did it before the kids woke up, I could do it every day more systematically. And it hasn't been hard for me. It's been easy and fun. So that's a little hack that I developed. I mean, it seems super obvious, just to wake up early, but I started bringing my phone into my room, which I never did before, because it has this little quiet little alarm on it. Yeah. And because I don't want to wake up my wife. Right. I put on my tiny little alarm. I'm sure I still wake her up anyway. If you're listening, I'm sorry. But I appreciate you letting me do this. So I put in and I get the workout clothes and I stick them by the phone. The alarm goes off. I stumble out of bed. I grab the clothes and stumble downstairs, and I get changed. Yeah. In quiet. I think I love that. And I think so that's my system, and it beats my intention every time. Yeah. And the system, and I also want to point to the system of the book that that you showed, the show and tell book that you have there. Yeah. What do you call that? Real Estate Buyer's Playbook. The Real Estate Buyer's Playbook. That is a system. And so for those of you who are wanting to exponentially grow your referrals, like, it gives you something to talk to people about. It gives you something to hand to your past clients. It gives you something to talk to your business referral partners. Like, there is a system in that alone. Absolutely. That will beat your intention every time. This could be the difference between a second-year agent getting out of business in 2020 or becoming a top producer in 2020. Yep. I mean, I really think it could be that powerful, and just to have a system to work, if you've got downtime, like, okay, I'm just going to start to build out my referral network. I'm going to make some calls. I'm going to take some meetings. I'm going to show them the book. Yeah. And it's going to drive business back to you, because it's just putting energy into your business. It will come back. Yeah. So good. Well, James, if people want to go to the class, Exponential Referrals, or they want to reach out and connect with you, like, where can they go? I'm glad you asked that, Chris. Come to pdxhomeloan.com. That's just my website. That's how you can find everything you need to know about the mortgage business and about my business in particular. And you can email me, james@pdxhomeloan.com. So email me and I'll give you details about the Exponential Referrals class. It's going to be January 30th. And it's at a location I'm pretty excited about. It starts at 10 a.m. It's going to go 10 to noon. So I think we'll be in and out in 2 hours, and you can go grab lunch somewhere.
Oh, nice.
It's at a place called The Keep, which is a new.
I've heard of that. I've seen it on Facebook.
Social club, which I guess is an idea that people they're just like, oh, it's a social club, of course. But we don't have a ton of them in Portland. It's not a country club. It's basically like a bar for members only. You can become a member. But I'm friends with the guy who's owning it. He's an old title industry rep named Jeff Berneisel, super smart guy. And the place is beautiful. And it's got this huge room with tables and chairs. It's got a stage, and then it has this bar and like a wine storage. Anyway, I'm excited about having an event there and having a lot of events there this year. It's called The Keep. It's on Southeast 6th, and I think it's Alder.
Okay.
We might have to, anyway, you have to email me to be sure. But it's the basement of the Melody Ballroom, if you're familiar with Portland.
Oh, sure.
And it's an old speakeasy. I mean, and it's beautiful. Awesome. I guess the only downside is that there's like no windows. You're like in this vault, you know. But it's well lit, and there's comfortable chairs.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So January 30th is Wednesday morning. Exponential Referrals. I'm hoping we get 50 people to show up. That's my goal. So you'll be hearing from me.
Sounds incredible. I want to show up just to see the book.
You should come.
Not to mention the other 2 speakers. That's awesome. Awesome stuff. Well, good episode today, James. Thanks for your time, and I'll catch you in the next episode.
My pleasure. My pleasure as always. Thanks, Chris.